Hi, good evening, and welcome to Popa Media Facebook page. Today is Friday, and we are always here every Friday, 7 p.m., to talk about issues that bother you, me, and the society. But before we do that, it's our tradition to give you heads up on our news page. Labour Party gets first Senate seat at Senate. Peter Obi pay Governor Wike an epic visit in his hometown in Port Harcourt. Ex-Deputy Senate President and wife caught up in a mess of organ harvest in UK. WF Kumuyi advised politicians against Muslim tickets. Nollywood actress King Tonto Dike has been nominated as a running mate of Mr. Tonte Ibrahim, the governorship candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. This and lots more information available on our news page, so you can feel free to go through our Popa Media Facebook page to get interesting highlights and updates all around you within and outside the state. Thank you, pretty lovers. Please feel free to indicate if you're already here on the section. We want to talk about masturbation. We are still on masturbation, as a matter of fact. And don't forget, I am only an anchor. My name is Hope Ijego. But you and I, we are going to learn from ourselves today. It's a session of extraction. There is no knowledge without transmission. So I would like to know, what is masturbation from your own end? I don't want to be the only one talking on the space. Please tell me what you think or what you know about masturbation. Thank you so much, my sweetheart. Wisinobiazi Grace, thank you for being here always. She said you look amazing. Do I? I'm going to be blushing right now. I don't want to blush. I want us to go to the business for today. So please feel free to come up with your opinion about masturbation. Last week, we had two interesting comments from our viewers. One talked about psychological effect of masturbation, and Wisin Obiazi talked about the spiritual effect of masturbation. So we are going to be using it to hit on our continuation today on masturbation. But let me throw a little more light on what is masturbation, the definition. Like you all know, we don't do any topic on the space without definition. We don't do any topic on this space without definition. So I'm going to be defining masturbation. Masturbation is the stimulation of the genitals with the hand or sensitive materials for sexual pleasure. We said scientifically it has been proven health-wise that there is no side effects to masturbation. As a matter of fact, masturbation helps to aid your sleep. It helps your relaxation. It keeps you faithful for the people operating long-distance relationship. It helps you for your sexual pleasure for those people that are used to conventional way of love making. They want to explore. They want to have a different pattern of orgasm or ejaculation. Those are the people that go into masturbation. But we can't talk about the advantage of a factor without looking into the disadvantages. That is why we are actually here today. So please feel free to tell me what you think are the disadvantages of masturbation. We also agree that teenagers between the age of 11 to 15 masturbate a lot. As a matter of fact, some people go into puberty at a very early age. As early at the age of 11, some children are already in their puberty stage. So those children do not have constitutional rights to having a sexual partner. So when the sexual tension comes, all they do is masturbate. We also talked about the people who have lost their partners, the widows and the widowers. These are the people too who go into masturbation. Aside that, adults, even adults that have partners, that have relationship, that have spouse, also masturbates. Now, this could be ruled under the aspect of addiction, and this is the psychological effect of masturbation. Yes, masturbation is good. It helps you relax. It aids better sleep. It releases some metabolic chemicals known as endorphins that helps the excitement libido in our body system. But when it becomes addictive, that is where the psychological bad effects come in. Some people are addicts. Some people are extremists. Some people don't know when to call it quits. Some people don't know when to do it for fun and when to do it as an addict. Some people get easily addicted to bad habits. Now, there are people who know and understand how to control their urge. There are people who are also psychologically wired to follow trend. They might not know when to stop and when to quit. Some persons masturbate as an act of being single and lonely. But along the line, even when they get partners, they still masturbate. Now they become addicted to masturbation. Masturbation and addiction is a very serious issue that needs to be dealt with. A lot of people in the Western world visit the rehab center to get themselves out of masturbating when they are being addicted to it. Unfortunately, in this part of Africa, psychology has been greatly ignored. So I doubt if we have rehab centers that controls or counsel people that have been addicted to masturbation. A lot of people want to shy away from masturbation, but masturbation is something that happens almost with everyone around us. If you don't masturbate, you definitely might have a teenager around you that masturbates with or without your knowledge. There's an elderly person around you that masturbates as a means to cure sexual tension. So masturbation is an issue, very controversial issue that a lot of people do not want to talk about. But that is the reason this Friday section has been set aside, is to talk about issues that bother you, me, and the society. Now, some people who don't want to talk about masturbation, they don't want to talk about it because it somehow doesn't pose a good personality compared to their person and the society. But should we sweep these issues under the carpet because you and I do not want to talk about it? So you masturbating because you're lonely, masturbating because you don't have a partner, masturbating because you're a teenager or a minor who do not have constitutional right to sexual partner. Let me say it's a little bit understandable. Now, what if it becomes addictive to you? This issue of masturbation, I'm talking about it because it came up in my inbox. One of my followers brought this issue to me, particularly asking for my opinion that a man is masturbating even in the presence of his wife. Now, do we also give such a person accolade for masturbating as a means of easing sexual tension? What happens to you masturbating even when you have a wife? That is where it becomes addictive and it becomes a problem. So it's easy and it's better for you to control that urge. Control it when it comes. Life is not all about orgasm. Life is not all about ejaculation. Life is not all about sex. So there are a lot of things you could use to swerve your mind out of masturbation. Even though we try to give excuses for people who masturbate because it doesn't pose any health effect or it doesn't have any health disadvantage. It doesn't affect your sexual organs. It doesn't affect your kidney. It doesn't affect your liver. It's just an independent way of you having sexual pleasure. But it becomes disturbing when you masturbate, even in front of your partner. You make them incapacitated of taking care of your sexual need. You make them incapable of meeting up with your sexual need. These are the psychological effects of masturbation. That is simply because you have become addicted to it. Addiction, that is what we are talking about here at the long run. The psychological effect of masturbation is, okay, I got something. Addiction. Research says masturbation brings about premature or quick ejaculation in men. How true is that? It's perfectly true. And forgive me for not raising this point. That is one of the main side effects to the psychological bad effects to masturbation. It is true. Men who masturbate a lot tend to have premature ejaculation. Very easy. Yes, they come very easy. And it sends bad signal to your partner when you eventually find a partner. So there is a huge need for you to curtail your level of masturbation. When a man masturbates so much, you tend to drag your sexual pleasure too close to ejaculation. So when you're having an intercourse, a real intercourse with a woman, you release too quick. Now, before you know, they start tagging you 5 minutes man. And I know no man would want that. Premature ejaculation. That's a very good point, dear Clinton Amadi, and it's absolutely true. Another side effect we want to look at is the spiritual side effect to masturbation. Masturbation, we know, is about independent sexual pleasure. Now, some people masturbate and they think about a lot of things. I don't know what comes to your head when you masturbate, but spiritually, it introduces you to familiar spirits. It introduces you to spiritual husbands and wives. Now, a lot of girls and a lot of men that got entangled with those spiritual husband and spiritual wife issues, if they can attest to the fact that a lot of them masturbate. Now, some of them also operate through masturbation. You might be thinking that you're doing yourself one good, but no, it's actually so detrimental. The spiritual side effect means that it's going to introduce you to familiar spirits and introduce you to spiritual partners. And you know how difficult that can be to do away with. So while you are masturbating for sexual pleasure, remember that after ejaculation, then you'll realize that life is not all about sex. Please, as much as you masturbate for different reasons that might be genuine to you, also remember to get out of it. Also remember not to get addicted to it. And also remember the psychological and spiritual side effects to masturbation. Masturbation could be an easy route for people who do not have partners. It could be an easy route for people who operate long-distance relationship. It could also be an easy route for people who suffer from a lack of endorphins, release of endorphins in their metabolic system. Yeah, endorphins helps you to sleep. It relaxes your nerves. Some people uses antidepressants, as I said last week, to get these endorphins. It's an excitement libido. It's necessary we all have endorphins in our membrane because it helps you have a pleasant day. It keeps you in an exciting mood. It makes you have a pleasurable moment, even with yourself. Yes, we all desire to be happy with ourselves. If you don't have endorphins in your metabolism, you're likely to remain sad, to have a bad day, to be moody. Now, when you see some people who go moody without any reason, without any particular reason, that is because they lack endorphins in their in their membrane. So the release of endorphins helps you stay excited. Now, some people who actually masturbate do it to relax their nerves. What we are trying to say without being sentimentally religious, tribalistic, or cultural is for you to curtail the rate at which you masturbate. And undeniably, a lot of adults masturbate. 80% of masturbate, minors and teenagers, a lot of them masturbate in their closet. A lot of parents don't even know about this, but we're bringing it to your knowledge for you to be aware and look out for any teenager, any adults, any youth that masturbate. You could give them 1 or 2 tips and lead them out of being addicted to it to avoid the psychological effects of it and the spiritual effect, which is very important, especially for women. A lot of women going through this whole spiritual husband issues and all that, getting acquainted to familiar spirits and strange people making love to you in your dream. Believe me, if you masturbate and you quit masturbation today, you're going to notice a whole difference in your body system. You could stay happy with watching movies, reading interesting book, staying close to loved ones and your family, avoid staying alone, get into social gathering, make social arguments, keep yourself occupied with educative materials. rather than masturbate. My name is Hope Ijego, and I implore you to join me on the space next week, same time, 7 p.m., for another interesting topic I bring to you. I love you so very much, and don't forget, this is a Purple Media News in a program. It is sponsored by Purple Media, and Purple Media is an online media news platform. We are into broadcasting and reporting of all category of news. Please stay true with Purple Media. I love you.